What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Awesemo.com, filling in for Adam Chair one more time on the FanDuel Tournament Plays video. I'm looking forward to giving you my 5 plays that are currently 15% or lower projected ownership. There is a ton of news that already broke, tons of news that's going to break a little bit later here. So let's keep that in mind. Make sure you're checking out the NBA Deeper Dive and NBA Live Before Lock shows. And most importantly, head over to PrizePicks, the sponsor of this video. You'll get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum just by signing up, playing in any of their fun prop-based contests, and winning money. So check it out. Thank you so much to them. But let's get to my 5 picks here for the FanDuel slate. At number 5, we're going to be talking about Chris Boucher. He's currently 4,300 and it has just 1.5% ownership. Now, I'm admittedly a major stan for this guy, but why wouldn't I be? Because whenever he gets minutes, he produces. He's a 1.04 FanDuel points per minute guy on the season, and on a back-to-back here, he could possibly see more than the 25 minutes if they want to limit any of the minutes here from the starters that he had last night. Oh, and by the way, he annihilated in those 25 minutes to the tune of 38.5 FanDuel points. So in large field tournaments, there's no way around it. I think he's a fantastic, super low-owned GPP dart. At number 4, Dejounte Murray. He's 10,500, identical tag to what he has over on DraftKings, which makes him a little bit better play over on FanDuel. 6.7% ownership that he's garnering at the moment. Now, what that ceiling looks like, we already know, but sub 7%, that's just too good to pass up for me here on Murray. He did not play last night. The Spurs are on this tail end of the back-to-back. He's not on the injury report, so I'm looking at him as a full go with this wrist, and that just makes him an absolute smash. There's Lonnie Walker's ruled out. There's lots of pieces that could, dominoes that could fall there, so pay attention to the news, but regardless, this is Dejounte Murray. This is a Spurs team that has the highest implied team total on the entire slate, which is pretty surprising to say with 18 teams in play. That makes Murray a fantastic target. Number 3 for me is Ben McLemore at 3,500, currently completely unknown, but that's going to change majorly perhaps, but we'll see what that ownership lands at here in the aftermath of this huge news that Powell and Covington were both traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. So no Norman Powell, no Robert Covington means lots of minutes at the 3 and 4 that are up for grabs. And I think Ben McLemore is going to be a guy who can play a lot there at the 2 and 3 and kind of fill in nicely. I expect him to be the guy who starts. Wouldn't be completely shocked if it was Ellaby, considering he's not on the injury report here. But McLemore's 3,500, and if he gets the start, that is just going to be a smash for me. I hope that news comes out late so we get a little bit of an ownership discount. But Ellaby is actually a little bit more expensive at 3,800, so he's not at the floor. That makes Ben McLemore, if you're just asking me straight up without ownership considered who I prefer, it's going to be Ben McLemore over on FanDuel. Number 2 for me is going to be Brandon Ingram. Now, another guy that I'm a huge stand for. He's 7,800, currently just 12.3% ownership. He returned from an ankle sprain, played 32 minutes. I expect that means that he could play anywhere from 34 to 36 minutes, that could be on the table for tonight, so that bodes well. He makes for a fantastic Karis LeVert pivot. If you've got a pretty chalky lineup and you want to reduce some ownership, simply swap those two out a little bit more. I think it's like $200 more to get there, but he's garnering more than double the ownership LeVert is to Brandon Ingram. It's also a roster spot in that later window of games at 9 p.m. Eastern time and later, which means that if any crazy news drops or we need to kind of pivot to some different small forwards, you've got Brooklyn, Utah, Portland, OKC, and a little extra salary from some of the cheap guys down there to be able to plug and play Brandon Ingram. And if I land on Brandon Ingram, awesome by me. He's a phenomenal play either way. I'm definitely going to have him regardless of what news drops. And number 1, identical to my DraftKings video, but Hassan Whiteside at $6,400 on FanDuel, 4.9% ownership. Now, different than DraftKings, there's a massive opportunity cost of playing Whiteside as opposed to the likes of Joel Embiid at the top end, Nikola Jokic at the top end. I think I'm going to have a ton of both of those guys, but I want to get to way over 4.9% of Hassan Whiteside. He's projected for nearly 40 FanDuel points. He doesn't have anybody close to his range that projects out nearly as well. And going up against Nicholas Claxton at 6'11", the Utah Jazz should really be pushing for him to play this basketball game. They've been kind of reeling in the aftermath of Rudy Gobert being out. Hassan Whiteside would be a great add. Now, maybe not the best real-life basketball player, but a 1.2 FanDuel point per minute producer on his career, 1.12, it looks in that range here on the season. He would be a welcome addition here for the Jazz. So lots of Jazz, lots of Brooklyn guys to be getting to in that late night hammer. Looking forward to that game, but hopefully Whiteside can play and come through for our lineups and give us a little different build than everybody who's going to be paying up at center. So hope you like those 5 plays. I'm looking forward to talking a little bit more about them tonight on the NBA Live Before Lock show. Make sure you're tuning into that and the deeper dive that precedes it. I'm Eric Lindquist. Don't forget to check out Prize Picks, and best of luck tonight.